United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing on our agenda is minutes of the previous meeting. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion to approve, Randy Ford.
Second.
Second, Donnie Miller. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Donnie? I know your motion, but yeah. All in favor? I'm sorry, we have, Darren Howell is excused tonight, Shane Bailey is excused, and our attorney, Chris, is excused from today.
Thank you. I do have 3 additions, whenever you're ready. The first one is for Fowler Oil, $68.01. Next bill is to Laurel Highland, South Canton, $280.20. And the third one is Iron Hill, $185.65.
185, 65?
65.
Okay, thank
And
you.
we also have,
When
you want that under,
when we do the American Rescue
okay,
for the fire company.
okay, that's all I have.
I'll make a motion.
Randy.
Pay the bill for the 3 additions.
Randy Thornton made the motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Michelle Turquoise made a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes, thank you, yep. Yeah. Okay, let's see, police report. We have that right with us then, okay, thank you, Chip. Mayor's report.
Well, I have one thing. I'd like to ask Borough Council for approval to go to the Mayor's Convention in July. It's in Lancaster.
How much is that, Chip?
It goes
It
around,
varies.
yeah, roughly 1,000 or under. We pay for mileage for film.
And when is that date again?
July, or is it Sunday morning? 21st to the 24th, Thursday to Friday.
Thursday to Friday. Anybody want to make a motion to allow Chippy to go to this?
I'll make the motion to allow the mayor for the mayor's annual mayor's convention in July and reimburse him for the expenses.
Okay, and I need a second on that motion. Jane second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Zoning officer, Debbie Gillette.
Alrighty. I did email my report last month, but unfortunately it was too late for the meeting. There was actually quite a bit of activity. The previous month, I did receive several phone calls for one specific piece of property. One that they wanted to put in a inpatient drug rehabilitation center. One did fill out a zoning permit, which I did deny because they do not own the property. They had no right to ask for a change of use. So I told them once I get a signed, sworn, notarized affidavit from the property owner that it would be then considered. And the second one was a phone call from a different company that wanted to go in the same location for the same thing. Told them over the phone, I'm not even giving you an application, you don't own the property. We do have several projects that are starting in the works. I did approve last month for a detached garage up on Prospect Street, and that's being built. Did not require uniform construction code permits because it was under 1,000 square feet and there are no other utilities going into it. So it's just a zoning permit, verified setbacks, and they are set to go. I have a permit outstanding right now for roof solar panels. I'm waiting for the one inspection company to approve the plans before I can issue those permits. And just tonight, I received permit applications for property out on Route 6 that is going to construct a new over 4,000 square foot commercial building. It will have to go for conditional use, so that will be going to the planning commission over at the county level. So that's in the works, and I've been corresponding with people for the property right next door to that to put up, a Bobcat equipment dealership.
Oh, great,
So they've already purchased that property, so that's in the work, they're getting their plans, things like that.
good.
So it's been busy. I did send an enforcement notice. All council members received a copy of that notice that went out, giving the property owner, there's some severe violations there, and I'm doing them not under the nuisance ordinance, but under the actual zoning ordinance. So it has more legs to stand on. I know he's been fined in the past for junk on the property, but he has a 6-foot fence that has fallen down onto neighbor's property. They're trying to sell their property and can't right now because of the junkyard that's there. So I gave him 7 days to fix, repair, or replace the fence, and then 30 days to remove all the junk. If the junk is not gone, it is $25 a day fine per piece of junk. And the junk is in the thousands, so.
You're rich.
Yeah.
So,
That's what you gotta do, right?
so that is under the zoning ordinance, because a junkyard is not, it's on Maple Street. The junkyard is not a permitted use, a special exception, nor a conditional use in that residential district.
Maple Street is up there at the end, that end road.
Mhm.
Yeah, where he has his.
We have not received anywhere back. The certified return receipt has not come back in the mail yet. However, I also mailed one first class, and the post office did a proof of mailing, and then we will get a notice that that first class was also delivered. So
Very good.
if they don't sign for the certified mail, we have proof
Yeah,
that
they won't sign, I can tell you that right now.
but we will still have proof that it was delivered to them. So we will keep you posted, because they have, I believe it's until May 15th, next week, it's in the letter, to file an appeal before the zoning hearing board. That has to be done in writing. So they either have to send an email or a letter to either the borough or to zoning that they request to appeal it. And then that would have to go before the zoning hearing board. If not, then after that, fines.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah, Debbie, excellent job. I mean, you've been doing a great job for us since you came on board.
very,
A lot of experience there.
but
sitting in that
very
chair.
part-time. I have full-time job and a part-time job, so very
There are
busy.
people on the zoning board, you know, because maybe they won't want to serve.
Well,
It's been so many years.
you
since
know, that's a
we've-
good point, because Debbie did mention we need our own zoning board for the zoning hearings.
Yeah.
And we still need another, secretary you mentioned for.
For zoning, you have
Separate?
a separate secretary.
Yeah,
for the
so
zoning
we need
secretary.
three,
attorney too,
And a separate attorney, so.
and a
it's-
separate attorney too?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Not
if
gonna
we
be
have-
an easy
if
chore,
we have
but-
the hearing, then we have to have a
A
court reporter.
stenographer, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot of cost involved when it gets to it.
That's why we want to make
If
sure.
anybody
we're fine.
knows anybody in the community that might wanna sit on the zoning chair, then.
We do have a zoning board,
Yeah.
but are they still?
Well, that's what I mean, I've
See,
seen them
this one.
since I've been here, and I think Jimmy Salick was on there, and a couple other people.
I
I
don't
know.
Bob Nell.
Huh?
Bob Nell.
Bob, no, yeah, there is three, we can check with you
Waters.
first to be fair. and,
George Waters Jr.
Waters Jr.
George Waters Jr. Okay, we'll double check with them, and if not, we'll have to do a search for some,
But I would suggest before the next council meeting to have something, at least
okay,
remotely in place,
okay,
because we would only have 30 days to have said hearing if they apply.
okay, well, thank you. All right, Chris's excused correspondence, Geraldine?
Hi, yes. I received a couple emails. One is from Brenda Samala, Sommella. She stated, we have a summer home and new neighbors. We have been advised that they punctured the leach field while trying to put up a fence. Don't want to get them in trouble, just concerned the lake will be contaminated. Can this be looked into? Reflection Lake in Equinox, PA. Like,
That's not us.
That's not us?
Wow.
Oh, of course not, that's.
All right.
We left April years ago.
That's Manchester Township.
I would just email
Yeah,
them back and
just
tell
send it to
them they have to contact Manchester Township.
All right.
That's fine, yeah. Thank
That
you.
way at least they know that we saw it and we need to refer them to the proper people.
Okay. All right, also, we received an email, I thought I had a copy of it, I believe her name was Miss Swingle. She is complaining about feral cat problem on South Street.
Girl on South Street.
Yeah, she said
Feral
that there's
cats.
several feral
Where does
cats.
she live? They come from the mill. They're wild.
Is that where they come from?
They come over every day and walk across my deck. You know, they don't bother me.
I have one running
She
in front of
said
my
they go
deck
into
too.
heat and they're
Leaving
screaming
corns in the
and
air.
Well, where does she live?
squawking and on South Street, that's all
Well,
I
I
got.
understand, but I
Do you have an address on that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't, I'm not even sure that,
That would be animal control called Destin Animal Shelter.
yeah.
That's who you refer them to.
Imagine the rats, if there's none of them cats at the mill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that it's the mill though, because I know everybody that lives across from me.
I had to trap like 10 cats last year. They dropped them off.
Oh, I know they
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
At the end of summer, Elk Lake, everybody leaves their cats behind.
So I just replied back to her and told her that I'd bring it up at the borough meeting,
Yeah,
so.
that'll work, yeah.
Tell her we need an address first of all.
Okay. I received mail from the Wayne County Office of Emergency Management. Wayne County EMA will be holding the second quarter training meeting on May 18th. Start time is 6:30, dinner will be at the building at 6. The meeting is open for EMS, secretary and supervisors. Look forward to seeing you there, stay safe. And, it's just from the Wayne County Office of Emergency Management. Nobody signed off on it. So just letting everybody know. We did receive a standard right to know request form. From S. Witzel BL Companies, 2601 Marketplace, Suite 350 in Harrisburg, Dauphin Colony. Any records pertaining to environmental issues, conditions, and concerns, including records of storage tanks at the Laurel Place apartment property at 264 South Street in Waymart. I didn't know how to respond to this. I've never received one, so maybe somebody could talk to me after the meeting regarding it. Okay, thank you.
We haven't heard of any environmental issues anymore.
No, and not only that, but we didn't build it. The people down in, I can't think of the name of the town, built it, and then it was sold later on, but it passed everything at the time. I don't know what they're looking for.
Okay, and we received the Waymart Area Authority regular meeting minutes for May 9th.
All right.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, Jerry. Next is myself, Budget and Finance. We need an authorization, and maybe Jane, you want to touch base on this, it's up to you, but it's in regards to the Greenway Trails and Recreation Program grant, and it's $250,000, the grant.
Yes, and Joe was asked to be excused tonight, Joe Gillot. He could not come because his son is playing in the baseball game and then singing in a concert. So he's at the high school. And he said, I checked on the DCED Greenways Trails and Recreation Grant. We did not win last year and found we had till May the 31st to get it submitted. I will get the application started after next weekend, but I'm attaching the resolution for signature at this month's council meeting. And,
Thank you.
you'll recall resolution for signature at this month's council meeting. You will recall this grant only requires a 15% match. So we can use the DCNR grant as our match. The only cost to the borough on this one is the $100 application fee. Just to clarify what I said below about increasing the amount of DCNR grant that we currently have, the grant amount is for $215,000 and the limit is $250,000. I'm gonna bring that up under my report, because he's asking for 35,000 under the rescue, so when I get to the
Right, I'm
rescue.
sorry, you're right, yeah.
So, we need the I'd like to make a motion to pass the resolution, so that we authorize Joe Gilat to submit another grant for $250,000.
I'll second
Jane made the motion, Michelle seconded it, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Jane, you need to flash it.
Okay, would you have to have that resolution signed, or is it just the motion to forward on with it? Do you need a
It just-
resolution number?
You see, I need the number, yeah. What is the number? I think it's 2022,
Right.
3, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll write that on there, Jerry.
Okay.
And also I'll put the stamp on it. And one is for your, one is for you to put in the file.
Okay, one over.
One is to go in official in the file. And then I'll give this one to, Joe tomorrow. I'll take it up to his house. Thank you.
All right, the second is the Waymart cleanup day. We had a pretty decent discussion about it. Shane was gonna get a price, he was supposed to call me, and I didn't get a call. But I do believe he has a price. But you know what I was thinking about that? It's just an idea that popped in my head. Everybody's busy this time of year in the summer. Did you ever try having it maybe in September, mid-September, or late August, or when maybe vacations are out of the way for people? You know, that was my only thought about it. Would it be a better time to get everybody involved more when the summer's gone by and vacations are done?
I think it might be.
Yeah, I agree.
You
I
know-
think that's a good idea, because it's late. I mean, we're almost done.
Yeah, you're busy now with parties in the park and the parade coming up and the fire company.
And I did get the agreement that we can take it out with the American Rescue,
Okay.
the 10,000, right? We said we were gonna do it.
The 10,000 will be then for the,
Didn't
For
you
the,
do that in the spring so the town looked nice?
but you wanna pick a date in February, September or August now, or do you
I
wanna?
would say September after Labor
I think
Day.
so too, yeah, I agree with that. It's okay.
But I certainly hope that couch isn't gonna sit over there another 9 months.
How much would you get?
Unless you take it home.
If I had a chainsaw, it would have been cut up a long time ago.
If you had a chainsaw.
I put it in a dumpster there.
I would look either the weekend of the 17th or the 24th. Have Shane check and see the availability on those 2 weekends.
Okay, the 17th of and
What? September.
September 24th,
Mhm.
cleanup,
September 17th and 24th.
fall cleanup. All right. Is there anything else that we need to get done? I think just him getting the prices on the, he was talking about $7,000. I don't know who he went after, but,
Getting the prices and just agreeing to a date
okay.
and just advertising them.
Okay.
That would
You
be-
wanna do that tonight, or you wanna wait till everybody's here then?
Yeah, I think we
Okay,
need his
yep.
information.
All right, okay. And the last thing I have, we have a tree down by the ball field in Waymart, and it's rotted from the head to the toe. And I got one price, I had 2 prices, and the other guy dropped out, David, because of the fact he doesn't want to do any damage to the field while the kids are using it this year, because he'd have to get his machine, and they put mats down all the way across, so anyway, we talked with Eddie Millen, and Eddie Millen gave us a price to cut the tree down, clean it up, the whole works, get the lumber, the wood out of there, $1,288. That's it, $1,285.
Is that removing the stump?
That is a
also?
real good price.
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
removing the stump?
Yes, he has a special machine that when it drives you crazy and then it's gone.
Michelle, he doesn't have stump on here, but I did tell him we didn't want an hourly this time. We wanted, because it's such a big tree, and so,
Just make sure the stump removal is included in that.
okay, all right.
We have to get permission from the.
That tree is right on the line.
Yeah, we have to get permission for him to go across
I
some part
I
of
would
it.
err on the side of caution and get permission, because we don't want an issue of them coming back saying we cut down
Yeah,
a tree that
yeah,
wasn't ours.
Yeah.
That tree is
It's
a,
been there.
that tree is a danger.
You ought to be
though.
thankful
He
it's
mentioned the
coming
tree.
down.
I'm sorry. He mentioned that tree to me one day about, oh, your tree, he said it damaged your fence and all that, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, it is our tree. But you know what, you're right about that, so we'll,
Get something signed in writing that he agrees that it's our tree.
yeah. He wants to sell us that land.
I think if
The
you,
price is ridiculous.
yes, the
'Cause
price
he
is
knows we want
ridiculous,
it.
but I think we should continue to negotiate with him because it would make a huge difference.
Well, it depends on what kind of money we have, because I sort of thought about Michelle mentioning, we gotta watch how much money we're spending up, and it's all American Rescue. And Shane and I were talking about the road project, and
You got the road project, you got
taking a look
the
at that maybe to get that back in square.
playground, you have the ball field, you have your AEDs, you have Waymart cleanup day,
Mhm.
you have the fire company that we're looking to donate to, so you've got a lot of money sitting out there and
Your ordinances.
the ordinances are
Yeah,
gonna cost a pretty
Bob,
penny.
you were looking at 10, 11 in the beginning, and you didn't get a
I didn't
quote.
get a final quote, I gave him the book that I had,
Okay,
and he was gonna look at that and go from
Okay.
there.
all right. So anyway,
Say AEDs was paid this month, okay?
I need a motion then on Millen's Evergreen Nursery to cut down that tree. Cut it down.
I'll make a motion for Eddie Miller to cut the tree, with providing, you check to make sure that the price of stump removal is also included in that cost.
I'm 100% positive it is.
So,
If it isn't, maybe we come back then and we'll want it if he didn't have that figured in. I mean, I wasn't talking
Still
about
gonna
a
want, you're
stump.
not gonna want a stump sitting there, so, you know,
Yeah.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
It's a real danger to the tree.
And also, that other gentleman that wants to sell us his property, there's a shed that goes with it.
How much do you want? What's,
Can I say?
I'm
what-
glad we're
I
sitting.
mean, can I say what he wanted? Can I say that or no?
Why not?
yeah.
He wants it was $20,000. I went back to him, oh, I looked at my reassessment and all that. I said, fine. I said, what do you want now? He said, well, we want 25 because it showed that for the house. And he said the shed down back is worth $7,000. Well, I looked at the shed and I was embarrassed.
worth nothing?
The shed isn't worth anything. And you know what? If we need it and we have the money through the grace of the American Rescue Plan, and we can afford to do that after we make sure everything else is taken care of.
And I would consider.
What's the dimensions of that property?
Huh?
What are the dimensions? that
It's about a half acre, Randy. I never
Yeah.
walked out the
Well, one
pins yet
end is
because we
60
never.
60 feet is one end, and then the
That's
other
like the
end,
third base line.
Yeah, it's the third
Yeah.
baseline down to that old barn. The
And
old.
how far back towards,
It goes back maybe 20 feet or better, right in that area.
yeah,
that's.
See, I thought they were turning the field around and everything.
yeah.
Joe had everything coming from the other corner of the ball field down by the concession stand corner where the flag post is. So with that, I was looking at his land, if we had to move our backstop back on that property, so therefore we'd have the room to stay the same way. But, you know what, the guy's volunteered, and, he's done a good job. He speaks well, he knows what he's talking about. When Jane and I went to over the county the one day, I forget who else was with us, but anyway, yeah, he's done a good job, but the time is near. And I talked to Joe, and I mentioned it here a couple of times. When the fall comes, whatever money we have, we need to start the baseball field with whatever monies we have to fix it up for the kids in the spring. We can piecemeal it thereafter if we have to. Every year, every 2 years, if we have a couple bucks, we can add to it. So, because it's going to be beautiful if he gets the money that he's looking for, it would be beautiful.
I'm hoping the commissioner's not letting you have me right, I hope.
Yeah, and I hope that too, and I hope that Senator Baker, who will be leaving us, your good friend and a lot of you
I
here,
know.
that she's looking on the $700 and some thousand grants she's pushing, and so is it, what's his name?
If we get one of these big grants,
Jonathan Fritz.
we don't even need the other grants.
so.
But we gotta try every way we can, you know?
We will hold on as long as we can, the rate, because we see how it changes all the time. So you couldn't do this with the money and that with the money,
It's very specific
and
what,
then
how you
keep
spend the
opening
money.
another door to find use for it, so. Okay, we had the motion on the tree?
Yes.
Okay, and we voted on that. Okay, I'm done, that's what I had. Thanks for now.
It should be filed, you know?
Yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, so coming up now, Shane Bailey, excused. He was gonna talk about an update on road conditions, Waymart cleanup day, no parking sign update, because he was gonna get those taken care of, okay?
Question, are we hiring somebody to fill in some of the potholes in some of these roads?
Yeah, that was part of the bid package. Prospect, what's Brookside, and South on the top, and then patching holes. We did talk about maybe a few cuts here and there,
Yeah.
but Shane and I have been talking, and I know Randy wasn't sure if he wanted the tar and chip on top of the blacktop seal coat that goes down first. And I'd like to try Prospect with it though, if we can afford to do it. Just that one, get a feel how the people in the community are with that type of road. I think it's okay. I mean, we have tar and chip and it lasts quite a while. It's a lot cheaper to replace though. But anyway.
We got a couple holes too on,
There.
across the Waymart Church, you know,
Right.
on Homestead Road there.
Yeah.
I think we could patch it, seal it.
Yeah.
They seal coat cracks.
Yeah, well, he has a coating, this
Oh,
coating that they
dirt.
put down is a
Yeah.
black top and it's a sealer and
That's so dirty.
we still wanna do that, we can still afford to do that.
Right.
But Prospect,
Would you check and see?
I'd rather see if we would go with the tar and chip on top of it. You don't want,
On the new pavement?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that holds.
We think it would be real nice too, and the look for Waymart, for all nice country setting of the road. And hopefully that slows people down too, that don't know enough to slow down. So.
No, you're never gonna stop that.
No, well, we hope so, you know, so nobody gets hurt, but anyway. The other thing too was, I got the blacktop, they called me PP&L, and we got
Good enough.
Belmont Restaurant, and,
It's a community effort.
what's his name? Whatever, but anyway, they had the office there where the other pole was. And they called, I called her back, and they got right out there, so. All right, we'll go to Shelter Fund.
Okay, as Jerry said, the next Wednesday meeting is on the 18th. No updates on NIMS, except if you need help getting NIMS done, let me know. We need to still work on NIMS. Again, NIMS, remember NIMS.
Remember him.
Park and Recreation, we had a craft vendor there on the 30th of April and the 1st of May. It was a very nice little craft event. They did very well.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to raise $660 profit that they split between two different organizations, so they did really well.
Good.
The next event coming up for the park would be the parade. It is scheduled for June 11th. Lineup is at 4 o'clock. Kickoff will be at 5 o'clock. Following the parade will be the annual death ceremony in the park, followed by a chicken barbecue, beer tent, and band in the grove.
And you've had that on Facebook for a while. So
Some of
people
it's
are-
out, there's different flyers going out. We are accepting parade participants. They can go online and fill out the application, or they can email or text us, and we will get them the information that they need.
Mhm.
July 2nd coming up is going to be the 3rd annual car show up at Artie Wilson for Dallas. It will be a car show and sidewalk sale craft vendor event from 10, I believe, to 3 in the afternoon. And there are flyers going up, and that is going out on Facebook now.
That's your best way to advertise anyway anymore, right?
I don't believe there's anything in August planned.
Okay.
I know sometime in the fall, they're looking to do another craft, event in the park. And October, of course, will be the annual Halloween parade, and, we're looking for Santa Claus parade again this year with a little more participation with tree lighting and caroling, and hopefully maybe a little lighted parade is our thought, so we'll see how that pans out.
That's good. Everything you're bringing back after the virus is getting its way out of here. Thank
Yep,
God.
so we're working on that. I think ballpark's good, survey's good, I believe that's done. Ordinances have been dropped off to Thomas Shepstone. It appeared in the copy of the ordinance that I had the last time they were done was 1995. So they weren't as old as we thought they were, but they are very outdated. Any current copies that we had, we gave to him. Debbie is going to drop off different ones that she has obtained through different municipalities for him also, for him to reference. And he will get back to us.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Moving along there. Yeah.
And I think that's all I have on the Parks and Recreation area.
Can I, that park survey, did we have that survey?
The survey, yeah, the park survey is the part, is the playground stuff.
Right, okay, yeah, that was all done.
That is complete, yeah.
I just keep working with Michelle on that and look up some events for that. But also, a few things we could buy this summer with some of the American history.
Yeah, there was some playground equipment from magazines that are actually on sale, some nice ones that run about $25,000 for a nice set, of, kind of like what the school has, that type of thing.
Yeah.
That was on sale, that would probably be nice to get while they're on sale.
Yeah. They had one of those tunnel things that.
It's not saying that we have to have as much stuff as we have, one of those big units.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a lot of little stuff around, because those units are they have the monkey bar things, the slides, the little rock walls, the little.
That's what Lake Arrow has at their ball field now, it's brand new, and the kids were all through it and all around it and everything down there the
I've
other
been
day.
looking at different ones. I've looked at the old school with the one they had out there. I've been over to North Pocono to the school, the elementary at Jefferson. They have two different ones there. They're nice. I've been to Ellsworth Park.
Yeah.
They have a nice one over there. It would be really nice to get the rubber matting underneath it if we could afford to do that, but if we can't, then that comes at a different time.
We do have to hire,
Yeah. So once you get all the equipment, we're gonna have to hire somebody to redo the area.
Right.
You know, my biggest hope for the park is that we at least get a playground apparatus for ages 5 to 12 and our half basketball court. If nothing else gets done there, those are the two important things that we need to see happen.
And then like the ball field, we can piecemeal it in as we go.
As we get money, we can add to it, because the way he did the survey, I mean, you have a lot of things where you can put the pavilion, you could put that shuffleboard that gives me,
no, we already eliminated this.
yeah, it gives me.
I said we can't have anything with stuff out there anyway, all
If you put a shuffleboard out there, it's going to be avoided by the kids that don't understand what shuffleboard is, because, let's face it, young kids do not play shuffleboard, they play basketball.
Yeah, they do.
The idea was to try
And
to something for
lacrosse.
older people.
You know, in place of shuffleboard, I'd like to see, Shane had a great idea about putting, I've looked through some of these magazines, they had different, stations that you can put in there for exercise, step up things.
Rock all
Or
that?
not even rock, not even
That's what I always
rocks,
want
but
to trail around the
different
Wilson
things
field.
where you could, you do the step ups, or one station you're doing cardio, one station you're
Like
doing something
this.
else, and there's a lot of different, packages that come for that. I'd rather see something like that in that area, which I thought.
But
would
we
be
do
nice.
have to hire somebody, and I was gonna suggest we hire Mike back, but I'm ashamed to tell you that those people have not paid him that $2,500 yet, and he sent his bill in February.
Yeah.
And I have tried twice to call that woman in Harrisburg and say, what is the problem? I'm ashamed.
Shane, who are we working with now if Mike's not there? Or is that what you're telling me, Mike's not
No,
with
no, Mike will do it, but
Okay,
he, you know, we'd have to hire him, we have to have an architect.
Okay.
We might as well have somebody that knows it.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Yeah, I agree.
it would cost less, you know,
Mhm.
but, I'm still working on trying to get this 2,500 for doing the plan, you know?
Yeah.
We,
That's a shame.
Yeah.
took our kids to North Carolina last month.
They have beautiful parks down there.
The one park we were at, they had the normal thing. You know what those kids were on the most? Trees. They laid trees down on the ground and put like tree here, then they had a rope climb between them. And just stumps.
Yeah.
Just climbing all over those.
They're physical fit, physically
It's just like
fit,
the
those
kids
young
play.
youngsters.
Just like the
They
kids
take
play
a box and
with a
stuff.
paper,
Yeah.
you give them a present and they play with a paper bag, right?
The park that I went to down in North Carolina by the airport, and it's by Newbern Airport. Really nice playground. I actually called them to find out what some of the names of their equipment was, so I was looking it up. And the thing there that they loved the most was the glider, where you grabbed a hold of it and it reminds me of a zip line, but it's not a zip line.
Okay,
You sat on a little thing that hung down and you went to the other side.
yeah. They have
And,
one.
they had one where it was like a string with the handles and you sat on it, and then they had a handicap or a small child seat with the harness, and that was busy all the time. They loved it. They have single ones, they have double ones, they have, that one down there was a quad, where they have the 3 that ran, and then they have the 1 for handicap.
I seen them down at that place where, Kmart used to be. I can't think of the name, but we had a party down there and they had that zip line and that was the biggest line for, there was a couple of adults that took a ride on it. I thought they were going down through all those balloons or whatever they were in there, but yeah, everybody liked that too. Anything to jump around with kids anymore, they like to,
I would love to
But
see a
they're
wooden
insurance.
train instead of, a wooden train with a playground apparatus.
Like I said, at Chihuahua, you can see that wooden train.
It's
I got
beautiful.
the, I sent for the,
There's your wooden stuff that they climb all over. You go to Rolla's and they have the train, they have a boat, they have, they have like 3 or 4 of them in that one area, and the kids are constantly climbing a fire truck. They have a fire truck, they have a fire truck. And I think, up in Preston, they have a boat in the women's playground area in the front of the school, in Lakewood or Preston.
yeah, okay.
there's lots of things.
Okay, Donnie Miller, do you have anything to offer besides what you saw on the playground?
I think the lights.
Okay.
Is there a light out by your
There
house?
was, yeah, it was like freaking me out, it was like strobe light. I
That's
woke up one night, I was like, what is that,
That's
They
fixed now.
fixed it, a couple days later, it went again, and then I saw them back fixing it, so it's been good since then.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right, what was the next thing? Darren is excused. Mr. Thorpe, purchasing and buildings, lights. Did you get Jay's light?
What's that?
Jay's light out there, that's still burned out, right, Jay?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't, that's why I'm afraid.
I think somebody's gonna have to run to, Home Depot,
Yeah, we'll get
because I
it.
ordered it from
Just get it
3
now.
months ago.
Yeah,
I don't know who's gonna run and pick it up now, if I get over there, I will.
yeah.
Where's in Homestead?
Home Depot to pick up that light.
In
In
Homestead?
Homestead?
I ordered from the building center, but it's still not here.
How about the one in the room too? That
I
one is,
ordered,
okay. Well, I think we waited long enough.
right, all right.
Yeah, okay, well then, thank you, Randy. Jane Barco.
All right, the first thing is I went to a Zoom meeting from PennDOT Connect. PennDOT is being lovely to all of us. They want to be our friend. They want to help us on every project. They want to have a liaison with us and that we can work together. That I spent a whole hour, I almost had to put my feet up to listen. But anyway, and then I heard the PEMA, PEMA and the Delaware River Basin Commission, acquisitions and elevations, and I want to tell you, if any of you are in the plain here in Waymart, if you're near the creek and you're in the plain, ask your insurance agent. It's very important to make sure that your insurance covers you if there is a flood, because if you're in the floodplain and don't have flood insurance,
Yeah, it won't cover it.
it will not cover it, and they keep changing these floodplains. In some places, like where Barco Insurance is, it's 150 feet from the creek. So it could involve, so you should check with your insurance carrier, and that's why I tell everybody in Waymart, and check with your insurance carrier and make sure that you are covered for a flood. And some people don't even have flood, in their house. So you want to make sure all floods don't just happen in floodplains, Like when in 2006, we had all 4 bridges in Waymart underwater. So it hit and inundated a lot of other houses, and some people found out that their insurance didn't cover it. So that was very important, and that was a pretty good one to go to. Now, last night I went to the authority meeting, and the storage grant was a very good meeting. I want to thank the mayor very much. I want to thank Lynn for going. But most of all, I want to thank Jeff Weinberger. And a lot of things were straightened out completely on it. And I understand that Canaan Township is working with us on this. And I'm hoping to have this come to resolve in the next month, at the most 2 months, so that we can get this modular building put up and spend the $63,049. And it was a very positive meeting, and I was very, very happy with the reception that we received. And that attorney, how do you pronounce his name? Waymart was excellent, excellent. And most of all, because I liked it, he backed me up that you cannot spend it for anything else. You cannot move it, you cannot change it at all. So it has to be what we have, whether you agree with it or not. It has to be what is in. And if anybody would like to read, I brought 2 copies of my grant, and you'll see there in the grant exactly what we're talking about. And Bob Wilson Complex, he's already taken care of that. We are still out there, and he alluded to the fact that we met with the commissioners, and we met with, it was Shane and Don and I, and we got a pretty good reception from him. And at his request, I sent a letter, and I talked to the chief clerk, Andrew Cedar, asking it what we exactly wanted, so I told him what he wanted. And they seem to have found another pot of money besides the 9.7 million that they're getting from American Rescue. So I'm hoping if any of these come through, we won't have to get some of these other grants. But this is covering our, derriere, and that's why we're applying for everything that you can think of in every different way. So we're moving along with that at a snail's pace. And the Wayside Park we've already discussed with the, we're sort of in the stratosphere right now on that. Now the American Rescue monies, last month we discussed it. You saw on the bill list that we paid for the AEDs. They should come out sometime this week. I'm going to have them at my house because there's nobody here. So they'll be delivered to my house, and then we'll have to get somebody to install the things. And now I met, remember last month, Shelley brought up the fact that we need to have 3 telephone grants. And I did, quotes. So I did get the 3. David stopped, and he couldn't stay tonight, but he gave me the 3. And they are here that we can put in. The one was $30,390. The other one without shipping was $19,251. And the one that I would recommend is MES, Municipal Emergency Services, and they're in Poughkeepsie, New York, and the total is $18,783. That includes 6-gear Firehouse Express dryer, and also the dosing pump and, the washer, the extractor they call it. So I would like to recommend under the American Rescue, and I would like to make that a motion, that we award to the Waymart Fire Company $18,783 in order to purchase the dryer, the pump, and the washer.
This will all come through the American Rescue Plan?
Correct,
Okay.
yes. This is what they're asking under the American Rescue.
I would second.
Does that include sales tax?
Shouldn't be taxed. Shouldn't be taxed. shouldn't it?
No, it's not, I just wanted to make sure that wasn't on
We got a
there.
Yeah.
motion.
So that's okay.
Okay?
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you. So that's the second thing, you can add it to what we have. Now, the third thing is, and I need to have you discuss is, that, as you know, we have the $215,000 for the Bob Wilson Field. The state has notified Joe that if we get the other $35,000 from American Rescue, they will give us $35,000 to make that grant. They will take that grant from $215,000 to $250,000.
And explain though, because you know more than I do about that, the 35,000 that we can gain, what do we need to put down, and who, are we using other money that we've already used in grant money?
The $215,000.
The
It's just to
250.
enhance the $215,000
Okay.
to do the limit. And if he gets this other grant, or gets the commissioners what we asked for, then we're on. But he's asking for $35,000 out of American
Okay.
Rescue monies. What do you feel about that?
How do we do that? Does that come out of our budget?
No, it
No.
comes out of the American
It comes
Rescue.
out of the American Rescue.
Yeah. Directly, and all I want to tell you, I went to an hour meeting with Corey Johnson down at the, what do they call it, Park Street Complex. And he's our liaisons person for the American Rescue. And I passed it to him about the pickup and all that stuff, you know, everything I could think of that we had talked about here at the meeting. And, he was very good, and he said that he put down for the whole county that we've all spent half our money. So he says, I would suggest you spend half your money. So, that's why I, would like to see. And the fact that he's worked so hard on this grant, and if we get other grants, we're on, we can do everything we want to. So he's asking $35,000. I would like to see us give it to him, but I want your opinion on it.
Our total grant is how much?
Total grant is 215, is that what you said?
No, for the American Rescue.
It's in the
1,000.
137, 139.
137, it's in the minutes, isn't it?
On the bill list, I think that I have half of it.
See, because I've asked her to keep a separate track, so that it's marked American Rescue, so we know exactly where we're going.
Okay. So the money's there then, that chance then?
It's already there.
Okay, and it's already there, it's American Rescue money.
66,000.
Right, he's probably saying that everybody spent half because we got half.
Yeah,
So
that's why he's saying, he's filling that out.
Right.
But he said some people are very slow and haven't spent anything. And he says that's a bad message.
Spend it, but we're allocating it.
Yeah.
We're working on
Yeah.
spending it.
Well, some of them haven't.
Yeah,
But you understand, this $35,000, I'm not asking Michelle to write a check.
yeah.
Right.
I'm asking Michelle to keep it in limbo as our match on that. See, and we will gain $35,000 from the, so actually it's $70,000 we're gonna get.
Yes. I'll make a motion on that, Jane, to go for the additional 35,000 to make that 250,000. And the name of that grant is the American Rescue Grant, is what that is?
It's American Rescue, but it's to match the DCED, DCED Greenways Trails
Oh, that's
grant.
the trail one, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So he'll be very happy to hear about
The
that.
total that's
You'll second
here,
that, Randy? Okay.
The total that's here, is that the total minus the AEDs, or is that the total prior to the AEDs coming out of that?
That 66,000 is what we received, so we have to take 7150 or whatever that was
Yeah.
off of there.
It was, $7,120.
7120. What I would
18.
do is not really commit any more than what we received.
They've already
We got
spent
the
all the
bids.
money
Oh, yeah.
twice.
So,
Mhm.
what I'm
Plus
looking
the
at,
823.
in doing that, we have spent almost all that's here.
Yes.
Between the AEDs, the fire company, the money that you wanna match. So with what's left, you're thinking $60,000, $66,000 or 70,000 for what's here. You're looking for, keep in mind, so if I round it up to 70,000, you're looking, I'm just a ballpark, I'm gonna say 15,000 for your ordinances, just ballpark.
Right, okay, yeah.
That brings you down to about 55,000. You wanna add to the park, a playground equipment to the park without any excavation or any setup, the cheapest you're getting is probably 25 to 30,000.
And how about
Okay.
But you gotta take cleanup day.
Cleanup day.
Right?
And you got a
Figure another
cleanup day.
That's gonna come after.
That's leaving you about $10,000 for your labor and everything else to do whatever you want in the park.
But see, the
So,
thing is, if we can match it, then I can apply for,
and which we might get it back, but I just want you to know, keep in your mind that we want to redo the park, you're not gonna have a lot to spend in the park unless you can get people to donate their time to do the equipment setup and the excavation and everything
Right,
else.
okay.
You're not gonna have a lot of extra in there,
Money there.
just so you know what you're
I was
looking
thinking,
at.
weren't we talking about the American Rescue second part of their
That is
money?
what the second part of the money.
that is the second part of the money. What's July we were talking about at one time with the commissioners?
they're saying they were gonna get it by July 30th.
Yeah,
Okay, by
and that's what
July
I've been
30th.
saying, keep in mind, when you're thinking about all this, what you wanna allocate for, is you're allocating this money away, that's what I mean, we might not have spent it, but we're allocating it to places to spend it.
Right.
You're gonna have, after you do, after we do everything today, you have about $5,000 left, you're gonna get $66,000 in July, which is gonna take you up to about 71,000. You're gonna subtract anything else that's coming out of there, your ordinances, the cleanup day, your equipment for the, if you're buying at least a new playground area.
Right, okay.
You're gonna be done.
Well, that's a good
It's
point too, because
gone,
the blacktop's
okay?
coming out, so we gotta get that taken out of there and then get soil too, so that works
Yeah,
out the way we want it.
so with what you have allocated right now,
Yeah.
I would say your American Rescue Fund
Mhm,
is done.
mhm.
There's no more that you can take out of it until we get more grants to replace the 35,000
Mhm.
that we're allocating now for the playground. Because if he doesn't get the grant, then that money goes to him and we're allocating it to him, so we get the extra additional money for the playground. So you have to
Yeah.
assume
Oh, it's a shell
that it's
game,
gone.
you know?
Yeah, it is, but you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
assume that it's gone, not
Yeah.
that we're gonna get it, because if we don't get it to replace it, we don't have it.
It's gone anyway.
You know, Jane, can I ask you a question? So this
Thank you.
guy that we have hired that's doing all this work,
The county
the
hired him.
county, the grant,
Yeah.
don't we have to have like a budget in place with all this stuff before we, or do you just
No.
take it and say, this is what I want, this
This
is
is
what
what I want.
Because I know at the
Yeah.
school, I have to have like, a budget, and if we have to repurpose the funds, you have to do a.
We found
formal-
out the school, American Rescues, when Don and I and Shane met, we found that that's different, according to him,
Right.
to Barrett. He said that's completely different from us.
Okay.
Yeah, he
I
did-
just
yeah,
wanted to
Yeah,
yeah.
because he said they can't spend 1 cent on recreation. Is that true?
Yeah.
There's a lot of grants out there. I know there was a new playground over in German that just opened up that was solely funded by grants.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there, but
There is, yeah,
you gotta be able to get approved for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
See, the best thing about the one he just applied for tonight, that we did the resolution, we only have to have 15%.
Yeah.
So he can use the other grant as a match for 15%.
Right.
So again, the shell
And
game,
it's like, okay, so if we're allocating, say, even $30,000 out of this next bunch of money that's coming in. It's a grant that has to match money, well, there you are, there's your match.
Right.
Yeah.
To get the rest of the work. But you have to keep that in the back of your mind, that what we have right now in American Rescue, there is no money more that you can allocate except for the stuff that we're already working on.
Right,
We're
okay.
done,
Okay.
okay?
And as far as the ball field and all that, most of the grants and all that are separate from that, for that ball field. And thank God we can go back to those people that donated some, materials and labor, and square back up with that, because I just think it's such a bonus. I thought about it when I came on, but it benefits the local taverns, the restaurants, the corner. So it's a benefit also to the community, with tournaments and stuff. All right,
And I have one more thing to bring up. I'm gonna be honored by the stage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Jen, we didn't have a motion on that. We had a motion and a second. Michelle, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He'll be thrilled. Thank you. I'm going to the convention, and it's in 2 weeks, and it's in Hershey. It's called the Salute to the Past. There's some very good workshops. It's the 110th annual conference of the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs. The bad news is the registration fee was $250, of course, which I paid, and each night is $209 plus 11% tax. So I am asking you for $1,000. That's what it boils down to.
Is this your 50-year?
They're honoring me at the bank. I usually don't stay the 3 nights, but the second night there is when they're having the special banquet to honor us. So I have to stay another night because I'm not driving home at 11 o'clock.
Jane, for your services in 50 years, I'll make a motion
I'll second it.
to spend the $1,000 for
You've
you.
done a lot for the community, Jane, and you've done a lot of stuff, and all the grants and stuff that you write, I think you deserve to go and get recognized.
We got a second, before I forget, we got a second and a motion and a second, rather myself, and we need a vote. All in favor? Aye.
I abstain. Do we have enough?
Yes.
We have 5 people.
Okay.
I thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to it. There's some wonderful things here. And for $20 more, somebody can come and stay with me.
What's the date?
I used to take my mother and father when I was at the convention. For $20 more, somebody can sleep in the other bed.
What is the date?
The 24th, it's from the 22nd to the 25th.
And you're getting honored on what day, the 24th?
Yeah.
What day is that?
That's Tuesday, isn't it?
Then you have the Hollywood Casino right off.
Yeah, that's right. Off this next exit right there.
20 minutes
So
away.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
So win some
Thursday.
grants, huh?
And they have some wonderful outlets, and I'd like
What
to
is
go.
this, Michelle?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, I'd like to go on a roller coaster. I really want to go on that roller coaster.
I don't do roller coasters anymore. I used to, not anymore. They don't like me.
Are you
Never
done,
liked
Jane?
me. Last night,
Here's
I was
the-
super duper over 30 years ago. I haven't been on one
God.
since.
Unfinished business. Any unfinished business? All right, new business.
I would like to welcome the coroner to Waymart. I think that's very nice that he's setting up everything here.
In Dr. Haley's old office.
And,
the funeral home.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to meet with families for grief counseling. And he's also gonna keep the bodies there. Right now, he costs $500 for any body. He has to put in Lehigh. He has to take some of them down to Lehigh
Yeah.
because Wayne Memorial won't take them anymore in their mortuary. And there's a big story in today's edition of the Tri-County. And so he'll be hiring a couple of his people to help him. And I'm very thrilled to welcome him to Waymart because Edward's
Yeah.
For the record,
What a wonderful
what is the
family.
coroner's name?
Edward Howell.
Edward.
Thank you, just.
Yeah. No, that's.
Cousin Edward.
And he actually does
Cousin
easy
Ed.
one to spell, you know? And I'm so thrilled about what Debbie said about all these places coming to Waymart. That's gonna help our taxes significantly.
And some jobs, too. Yeah, and some jobs.
Yeah.
few here, a few there. Or Michelle, did you have
I
any
have
business?
some new business. With much thought and consideration, I am stepping down from council.
Hmm.
I do know that you have to replace me, so I will stay to you replace me. There's just a lot of things going on, and I can't dedicate the time that I need to dedicate with other stuff going on, so.
Well, that's a shame, but you did a great job here for working with Lil and everybody else before us and now. And you mentioned that one time that you weren't sure if you were gonna be able to keep going and family first and whatever,
Yeah,
so.
family comes first.
Yes, indeed. Well, good luck to you.
And I still would like to work with her on the playground.
I would be happy to, and I'll finish the present, you know, I'm happy to do
Parties
that.
in the park.
I'll still be with parties in the park.
She better be.
I'm still willing to be your EMC with Jane if you so choose to have me. That is not an elected position, that's an appointed position.
Okay,
So
well
we
then
can still continue to
we
do
can
that
do
if you
that,
so
yeah.
choose to do
If
that.
everybody's good with it, I mean.
It's and by the way, any of you can say,
You know, Don, you don't have to accept that resignation.
Well, you know.
But I do have the letter.
She don't look like a quitter though, she'd be
I
upset
think
with us.
I accept it, we accept it with regret, but
Yes.
we need to solicit letters from people that might be interested, and they also should be informed, they have to take the NIMS
I have
test.
it. I have it.
If they are appointed, they have to take the NIMS test.
Okay, under new business.
Which one is ready?
Okay, we're gonna just move on, I'll get this done and then we can go home. Roberta Griffiths called me about a couple weeks ago from up at work. And they're starting to go do towns again like they did a lot before. The new superintendent, she said, is all about getting out to the community. They've been in Holmesdale, they did some nice work there on Earth Day. And they got a big group, and they want to come to Waymart. She texted me a couple times, you missed May, you missed June, July is open. So if anybody can think of anything that needs to be done.
Power washer.
The crick.
You know what?
The crick is
I
disgusting.
we're buying one and getting them to come down every year.
Is she
but,
under an organization or something?
You know, I thought about the crick because I had it written down here too.
Sticks
You know,
and
the crick
garbage.
It don't look so bad now.
Clean the debris out of the.
Well, I think so.
Especially under the
It'll be warm in
bridges.
July.
Yeah.
The bridges are the worst, where it's caught under the bridges.
And you know the bridge in town?
Yeah.
Gotta find out what they were
Yeah,
capable
what
of
they're
doing.
allowed.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
things are not
okay,
allowed
then
to do.
I'll check with her on that.
I mean, a
yeah.
lot of things they might not be allowed to do.
Allowed to do, okay.
I have another suggestion,
What?
the Stanton graveyard, because, you know, he's a revolutionary colonel with that, who was friends with George Washington.
First mayor.
And he was the first person.
I cleaned that up one
I
time
know,
for the
but
girl over at the
It
post
needs it
office.
badly again, and
Yeah.
of course, Mrs. Drake is getting really,
Yes, she would.
she's, you know, she's in the end,
There
like,
might be something they could do.
yeah, well, they've done it before in the
Yes,
past.
You know what I thought too, painting and all that, we were thinking maybe the cottage hose building, or the
Yeah.
garage out back, or
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
bridge
that would
on Belmont Street by the
That
bank.
couch sitting on the
That could-
porch.
Pardon?
That couch sitting on the porch.
That's sitting on the porch. But that bridge down there, I mean, we could get them to paint that, we just gotta get.
Isn't that the state?
For the bridge?
We asked them one time.
And they're gonna
"It's
be
our bridge,
replacing it.
We'll paint it when we want.
Well, we can always ask for forgiveness later, right?
Yeah, but it's a different
Yeah,
person
but you
running that.
they'd be happy you were
Yeah.
doing it, right?
It's a different person running the county now.
Pardon?
There's a different guy from PennDOT. And after this meeting, that they're gonna work with us and they wanna talk to us. PennDOT, you know, after I went to that webinar. So, I think we should paint the bridges. You know, but also with this railing here,
Bright yellow.
it has to be done. I could make a whole list of things that need to be done.
Yeah, we'll do that, do that, and then I'll get a hold of her, and maybe I'll even get her to come down to a meeting, and then we can have a discussion with her and set up some days for some painting or whatever they can do there.
Excuse me, Don, for the record, is she part of an organization or something?
She works at SCI Waymart. I don't know what her duties are now, I'm not sure.
And do we supply them with lunch, or don't we do that anymore?
Supply, I don't know, I wasn't really here.
That was stopped when I was still
Oh, okay.
working with them, because they have to bring their own food. You might give them something that.
Yeah, they were thrilled when
I used to buy them pizza.
Yeah, I brought them over water.
Yeah, you know what, this might be
employees.
They are employees.
I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thought it was
I don't have my
inmates.
flip phone.
So we could get some hotel pizza and put it
You
here.
know what, you're right, it is employees, cause, yeah, I don't have
And
my
it's a
phone.
good place to have lunch here.
Well, then you don't wanna give them terrible jobs.
The Waymart High School Committee thanks you for using the building twice.
Get their goulashes
Why
on,
not?
huh? Get in that river.
Get in there.
But anyway, yeah, and that creek down there by,
By the bridges.
huh?
By both bridges.
You're talking about by Williams?
I'm talking about, by Williams, he's there in the lumberyard and all that. DEP has given him an emergency certificate to try to build a wall up, to be able to get in the creek, to build their wall up so they're not getting, when you get a heavy rain, obviously.
The conservation department told him to do that 3 or 4 years
Yes,
ago.
I know, they told me too also when we were there that, back in '95, the state was gonna correct that and all that, and the guy that owned it then didn't want them to do anything with it. But, yeah, the DEP guy is gonna give them a permit again, as soon as they're ready. He said, when you're ready, and they're trying to find somebody that would get in there and do that kind of work. So I told him I had some people that do stonework, a lot of stonework. They did some at Chris's house and all that. And I gave him that number, because maybe he can get them to come in and rebuild it. Rebuild it what they have it. And they explained how you have to have it balanced on each side, so you don't, if you have it higher on your side, it's gonna go to the lumberyard. If they were higher than you, it would go to you.
Tell them about the look at compact engineering, the wall they put up here.
Oh my
That is
God,
Oh,
it's
my
beautiful.
From Mrs. Fox's yard.
That Lego,
beautiful.
Lego wall,
Beautiful.
it's amazing.
Beautiful.
Matushik.
Donna Matucci. Yeah.
Okay.
She told me a couple of years ago, she was gonna do it, but I didn't know it was gonna be that.
She got tired of cutting that little, that hill.
I like it. I think it looks
Sure, I
nice.
can see that. All right, anybody else have anything? Because that's
They're too big. I don't like the way they look. There should be a big mansion behind it to make that house look like it's this big.
All right, me.
Start meeting at 6 instead of 6:30?
You make it.
Make life difficult. Yeah.
Just need to advertise it.
Okay, so you,
You just need to advertise
yeah,
it.
okay. Shirley, we need to advertise that
Nine,
then?
yeah, the time change.
Yeah, we have to advertise it for the rest of the year with the dates.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't think we ever did advertise this year,
I
but.
don't know if it
No,
was
I
advertised.
don't know,
but
you
it
know
was
what, because you were
stated.
telling me and I didn't get that in and,
But we
right in the
do
beginning.
post it on, it is on the website that the meetings are the second Tuesday of every month at 6:30. So it is posted.
Who hid their keys?
One of the brothers did his key evidently.
Okay, if we don't have anything else, I need a motion to
I'd
adjourn.
like to make a motion to adjourn.
We never had
Second.
citizens, we never had citizens.
Change the time?
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be advertised.
Did you guys do a motion for that to change the time from 6 to 6:30?
Oh, right, we need a motion.
Is that a
Right,
permanent
right.
time change or just for?
I think it's permanent. Randy was asking for it and,
Everybody.
if everybody's good
But
with
the
it.
authority meets at 4:30, you know?
Good for me.
Yeah, okay, so we have a motion for 4:30 by Randy. Six. For 6 o'clock, thank you,
I'll
sir.
second it.
And we got a second by Michelle. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we can adjourn.
Thank you. Okay, now we adjourn, we're adjourned. Motion to adjourn.
Randy seconded it.
Randy second, all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.